All right, so in front of me here, I have two Airsoft pistols, and these are both made by G&G. Now, these are their newest pistol that they have coming out very soon. These are essentially hi-capas. Most things are going to be compatible. There are going to be some differences. I will show you what those differences are, but the differences are there for a reason. It's because of the innovations that they're doing. It is not just to be different, and I will show you exactly what the differences are a little bit farther into this video. First off, we can go over the weight of these guns real quick. So I have two versions. This one here is the polymer slide version, and then this one over here is the CNC aluminum slide version. Also, as far as the weight's concerned, the aluminum slide version does have an aluminum outer barrel, whereas the polymer slide version has a pop metal outer barrel. So if I move these out of the way, the scale out here, and the polymer gun is going to be 690 grams, and the aluminum version is going to be 659 grams. And now, yes, at first glance, that may seem shocking. Like, why is the plastic gun heavier than the metal gun? That is because of the outer barrel. So the outer barrel on the polymer side is a heavy pop metal. The outer barrel on the aluminum side is a lightweight aluminum. So as far as reciprocating weight is concerned, the polymer slide is lighter than the metal slide. But overall, the metal slide gun is heavier than the polymer slide gun, right? While we have the scale out here, the magazines that they have are extremely nice. These are aluminum magazines, and these are honestly probably going to be like the go-to magazine for people. These are 174 grams. These weigh like almost nothing. And then these do have a cool feature. The magazines, you can pull down on the follower and it will lock into place. So now the follower is locked down, so you can easily load your BBs in without having to worry about holding down the follower. Right? And then one more thing with the magazine, and then we'll get out of here. The gun will, you can easily clear your chamber with the gun. So if I put a loaded magazine into the gun, and I load a BB into the chamber, I can actually clear the chamber easy. If I rack it, the BB will fall out. I don't know if you saw that, but it did fall out. Let me do it again. There we go. As you can see, it will pop the BB out, which is nice. So that way you don't accidentally load two BBs in. You just rack it a couple times before you put your new magazine in at like the beginning of the game. And you can be sure that you're not loading two BBs on accident, right? Which is definitely a nice sort of deal. And you can do that to normal hi-capas too, but it's nice that out of the box, that's how the G&G hi-capa is going to function. Now these guns are Tokyo Marui compatible. The lower is literally exactly a Tokyo Marui hi-capa. I mean, it's manufactured different factory, different processing, but as far as the specification for the parts, it's all the same. And we can go ahead and take the upper off, and we won't worry about the upper yet. But as you can see in here, it's all standard Tokyo Marui system in there for a hi-capa. These are samples, so I have not like done any sort of disassembly or testing really, but it looks like it's all pretty standard. Grip, it's a polymer grip, and this is going to be from G&G, so you can trust their polymers. They do a good job. They don't do anything cheap as far as plastic is concerned. And the two guns I have the metal gun and the polymer gun. The frames have different part numbers, but they are exactly the same. They weigh the same weight, so I'm not sure why they're different part numbers. But the part numbers are different. You probably can't read that, but I'm not sure why they're different. They seem like they're exactly the same between the two guns, but that is just how it is, right? Well, actually, I think I might have... No, never mind. I thought I just found out, but I didn't. Okay. On the upper, we do have a red dot mounting plate on here. Now, I don't know which red dots are compatible. I didn't have any that were, but I assume obviously that there will be red dots that are compatible for this. And then the rear sight is windage adjustable. So you can adjust the windage, you unscrew that flathead there, and you can drift the rear sight either direction, whatever you want, whatever way you want it to, right? Front sight is just, you know, your standard fiber optic, and these are tall sights because these are supposed to be compatible with red dots. The outer barrel on these is threaded. It has your standard threads that you have on most rifles. Like I have an Ace Tech here. This one's broken, so this one might look a little bit weird or crooked on here. But basically, the nice thing about these threads is they're really close. So you can thread on your tracer and it butts up right against it, which looks really, really nice. I like not having the extra gap there personally. Right. Now these guns do come with a tool, and I will get into this in a little bit here more, but this tool is used to adjust the trigger and then also the hop-up chamber. So this tool can go in through the trigger guard up here, and it can find the screw, and then you can adjust the trigger as far as where it's gonna stop, obviously. But it also can adjust the hop-up, and this is the main innovating thing that they have going for it. This hop-up, you can put the tool in, right? And you can turn it and adjust it. And this uses a detent in here, so it clicks into place. So if you just listen. See how it clicks into place? So basically you'll adjust it and then it'll stay where you put it. It's not gonna walk because it clicks into place. And there's also 40 adjustment points on here. So you have plenty of adjustment points. So you should be fine for whatever weight of BB you have. If you're really having a hard time, you can change out the bucking, obviously, to a different bucking to get you whatever adjustment you want. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, so we have the two lowers separated, and then uppers. I will weigh them for you guys real quick so you can see the weight differences in case you want to know that. Okay. So the polymer slide is 135 grams. The aluminum slide is 159 grams. The pot metal outer barrel with the inner barrel is 146 grams. Or 147, and then the aluminum with the internals is 92 grams, right? So that's where the weight differences come in. Just for those of you who are possibly wondering, right? Now getting into the innovation they have. So this hop-up chamber is not a standard hop-up chamber. It's very different, and you need a special outer barrel and outer barrel and hop-up chamber have to match with this new system, basically. The aluminum-sided gun does come with a, I'm not sure what type of metal this is, to be honest. I am assuming it might be aluminum, but I don't know. It could be steel, to be honest. I really have no idea. I don't know the exact specifications, but the barrel that comes in the polymer side is going to be just a brass barrel, right? And then these have stabilizers in them, so O-rings. This one did have an O-ring, but the O-ring broke. So there's no O-ring anymore on this one, but there is an O-ring on the aluminum slide version, which is going to be the silver inner barrel, right? I'll go ahead and remove this real quick so you can see how this works. And so I really like this system that they went with. I think this is very cool. If you don't like it, you can definitely change this out to a normal hop-up or any other sort of hi-capa style hop-up if you want to. You just will also have to change out the outer barrel, but it will fit in the gun. You might need to do some slight fitment, which is somewhat expected, but it'll be able to work if you really don't like this. But personally, I like this system. So on this side of the hop-up, this silver part is a spring. And that spring is basically what is the makes it click into place, basically. So on here, there's a square that rotates around. I don't know how well you can see, but there's a square that will rotate around, and it clicks into place on that spring. Right, and basically the square is connected to the flathead that you use the tool for, but it's also on the other side connected to a worm gear that will interface with the main gear here that will pick the height of the hop-up, not necessarily arm, I don't know what to call this, hop-up hoop or something like that. But yeah, this is going to be sort of your new TD style design that a lot of companies are coming out with. So basically take this off, and this wheel just will roll all the way until it comes off. And it is basically just a piece of sheet metal that's bent around, and it has little arms that grab on to the wheel, obviously. Right. And one of the cool things I forgot to mention, most of these parts are going to have part numbers on them. So like this is part number 2307. Most of the parts in this gun are all labeled with the part numbers, so it's easy to get replacement parts if you want to. That's something that's kind of cool. Most parts, some parts don't. Like the aluminum outer barrel doesn't have a part number on it, but like the pot metal one does. It just kind of depends on the part, but most of them have the part numbers on them, which is nice for a lot of people that want to possibly repair the guns if they break, but they don't want to upgrade them. You can easily just be like, oh, I need part number such and such, and you're good to go. All right, we'll put this back on together. And it is going to be standard inner barrels and standard buckings on here. And then on the slides, the blowback unit and the nozzle is proprietary. The nozzle does have a metal valve inside of it. Honestly, I've not been able to get the blowback unit out of the gun. I don't know how to do it exactly, and it's not mine, so I don't want to accidentally break it. These are just samples. But it does obviously come out somehow, but it is not a normal nozzle, basically. It does have an extra indent in the loading arm, which is nice, and that is for the magazines. When the magazines are in there, it puts less stress on the nozzle when the nozzle is in there. Not a big deal, but it is nice. It is a comfortable thing. Normal nozzles don't have as deep of a little indent. Like this one does have like a little indent, but this one has a massive indent in there. I hope you can see that. And that's just good for the nozzle when you are shooting, basically, because it's going to keep the nozzle centered. It's not going to put any extra stress on the nozzle, possibly, which is a potential to happen on normal nozzles. It's not normally a big deal, but it is nice that they did do this. Like, I understand what they were doing. I don't really know how to explain it good. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Now the slide is, so there's multiple different lengths for these guns. I have what they call the 8-inch model. The 8-inch model is somewhere between a 4.3 and a 5.1. I think they're going off of the length of the slide, instead of the length of the barrel. 5.1 and 4.3, those numbers for lengths are the length of the barrel. I'll show you the length just so you know. This is a 4.3, this is a 5.1. And as you can see, 4.3 is shorter than the G&G gun, which is shorter than the 5.1, right? But they do offer the normal lengths, right? They offer a 5.1 and they do offer a 4.3. And the type of slide that they did is they did a staccato style of slide, which is nice. It's a very popular style, and that's what this one is. This is a staccato style, although this is silver, obviously, but it's got the same sort of design characteristics as a staccato slide, which is nice, because that's kind of what a lot of people like. It's a very safe sort of design choice, I think. And then as far as the lower for the design, I mean, the grip, I think this is pretty nice. It's like a tire tread sort of pattern. And then the frame is sort of like a hero kit style. It's like these. So it's another tasteful thing that people like, which is nice. That they're kind of listening to people, which is something a lot of companies don't do. And also, obviously, they're listening to people because they made it compatible with hi-capa parts. If you don't like their innovation, you can get rid of their innovation and you can just put an old system in. But honestly, I would just use their innovative hopup chamber personally. But that's just me. I'm going to go ahead and put these back together, and I'm going to think about if there's anything else that I need to say. Otherwise, I think this video is probably done. And by the way, the tool is in the guide rod. And I'm not sure exactly how the tool is held in place. I think there must be a magnet somewhere, but I don't know for sure. It could be just those O-rings are suctioning, but that is the tool. I mean, it will tell you which direction to turn for the hopup. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, to be honest, but it has a little indicator on there for which way turns the hopup up. Okay. I think that all that's left is going to be like my opinion, right? I do think they're nice. Obviously, I don't typically like shoot the guns on video. They do shoot nice. I am pretty impressed with the aluminum version because this is CNC aluminum slide, and it's pretty nice. Typically, metal slides in Airsoft are going to be some cheapo metal slides, but this is actually a nice aluminum slide that was CNC machined, which is definitely very refreshing in the Airsoft world. So personally, this one, I would get this and I would just use it stock. I would not change anything on this gun, personally. For the metal slide version, the polymer slide version, this is also should be just fine. Stock, you do have extremely lightweight slide because it is polymer, but I don't know what the prices are going to be exactly, but I know obviously the polymer slide version will be cheaper than the CNC aluminum slide version. So this could potentially be a really good base gun as long as you get the correct length. So if you're building like a 4.3, get the 4.3 length. If you're building a 5.1, get the 5.1 length. But you could obviously get rid of the slide like you typically do when you're building a hi-capa. Get rid of the slide and you can put in whatever aftermarket slide you want to. And as long as the barrel is the correct length, then you're good to go there. But then also you can upgrade pretty much any of the other parts. Like unfortunately, like the entire upper is sort of not compatible. The entire lower is compatible. The upper, you can easily switch out the barrel, the guide rod system, and that stuff easy on keeping the G&G slide. But if you want to change out the blowback unit, the G&G slide has a special blowback unit. You cannot put a normal blowback unit in it, and that just is the way it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited about these. Personally, I think these are going to be a great platform to build on. Whereas this is a really good gun just out of the box. If somebody wants a nice gun and they don't want to do any upgrades, this is probably, when this comes out, this will be the highest quality hi-capa out of the box, I think. And maybe the Novrich one can give it a run for its money, because the Novrich one is pretty nice, but it's kind of weird. This is more of a normal pistol. And this is definitely the highest quality pistol I've held out of the box, personally. And yeah, that's I think that's going to be it. I'm probably just going to keep rambling if I let this go. So I am going to let you guys go. So adios. Just kind of get these in the frame or something. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if this video was useful for you. And make sure you check out the link down below. That is a link to our Discord server, and you are welcome to join. All right, have a nice day.